Welcome back to the only video game review show with a 2-hour time limit. This is Final Verdict. In this series, we play a game for 2 hours and let you know whether or not that's enough time to get a good feel for the game and whether or not I personally recommend it. Today's verdict will be delivered as innocent or guilty. Today's defendant is South of Midnight, a new action-adventure hack-and-slash game from the talents at Compulsory Games, the creators of Contrast, and more notably, We Happy Few. This game is centered around Hazel Flood as she searches for her mother and awakens her abilities as a weaver, a magical mender of wounds who can see and manipulate the grand tapestry. This game contains a very unique presentation. It's that of a claymation movie, and a lot of the aesthetics of it are very based in Southern mythology. And with that out of the way, on to the gameplay.
Mine should be back by now. Probably got sucked into work again. Typical.
Oh, wait. O for the objective, find mementos to pack. Oh, hell no. What am I? Oh, all right.
It is really picking. You know how expensive those things are. You best find somewhere to pack them.
And pack them light. Yeah, I know.
What'd you say?
I said, and pack them light.
Pack a bag, then pack it like. Hey, pack
Hey, I'm in the scene too.
bag,
Hey,
then pack
Go light.
right. Pack the. Oh, I'm sorry, ladies. That's my bad. Uh-oh.
Please go over to Bo's and Mrs. Pearl's. Check on them. They may need help.
We might need some help. I might need some help. While you're out helping everybody else.
Damn it! No. Your great-grandmother made this.
You never told me that.
I shouldn't have to tell you something is important for you not to break it.
Well, maybe if you did, you still have a coffee mug.
Oh my
This
God.
world existed before I brought you into it, Hazel Flood.
Whatever.
Girl, don't talk back to your mama that way.
Go in those damn dogs.
She's a runner, she's a track star. She gon' run away when it gets hard.
Bo, what you doing in there?
Oh, Hazel! Oh, come on in and grab some punch. Ugh, it is fucked up out here.
I gotta go check on Mrs. Pearl.
Hey, it ain't my dogs pooping on her grass. My dogs are gentle.
New lore. Hold on. Characters. Bo, former collegiate football player with professional aspirations before a career-ending injury. Bo is a big guy with a heart of gold. He checks on Miss Pearl and Lacey and views Hazel like a little sister. Okay, so Lacey. Wait, Lacey,
Lacey? Who's Lacey?
Wait, is Lacey my? Wait, is that lady my mom or was that lady my sister? Because if that lady was my sister, makes a lot more sense why I was talking to her that way. Because if it's my mom, why is she putting her first name on the door like her name isn't mom? Or like, you know what I'm saying? Miss Pearl.
What you doing on my porch in all of this weather, baby?
I'm just checking on you.
Hi,
see if
Miss
you need
Pearl.
anything. You hold.
Been doing this long.
Mrs. Pearl? Damn.
I should probably head back.
Oh, Jesus.
Whoa.
Hazel!
Yo, it's swallowing up my house. Okay, gotta go. Gotta run. Okay, hold on. This music's kind of cool. This is not the moment to be doing all this. There it is. That's crazy, bro. She said she spoke to the storm. Storm said that we were good. You cussing in front of your mama like that? Is that a buffalo? Oh, okay. Hold up. Oh, I thought he was about to start hitting that.
What are you doing here? How interesting.
It's not a buffalo. That's a warhog.
What are you doing in my dream? Hey, open the door!
Oh. Beautiful music. Who's the hooks?
Do these control you?
Hell yeah, dude. I just entered the other side world from DMC Devil May Cry.
What is all
Pl-
this?
hey, play to music.
Going in-
Oh yeah. Yep, locking me in the room.
You can call me Dante the Demon Killer. Has a nice ring to it, don't you think?
Here we go. Okay. Oh, okay. All right. Yep. Gotta remember the way to aim it is with A and D. Oh God. Okay. Okay.
It's going!
Nice.
I did that?
Now come on, this way.
Even like your first spell, use it during exploration and against enemies at combat. There's a cooldown period you could use. Okay. Echo objects and make them solid for a short time. Use weave enemies, increasing all damage. Okay. Oh no! Oh God! All right, I opened up the. Okay.
Gotcha!
All right. Okay. I'm kind of not good at the combat. Okay. The heals. Here we go, and then bang.
Wait for me here. I'll find something to get y'all across.
Whoa,
Double jump.
She went far. I can make it too.
One thing about me, I know the importance of a double jump.
Rest up while I find a way down. Stay safe. There's a long journey ahead.
Okay, get a little glider too.
Gotta be brave. Quickest way to the river.
Okay.
What the heck?
Oh, this is kind of cool. One thing that always wins me over is cool traversal.
Hey. Who's there?
You up here.
Where?
My salvation.
Oh God!
That's
No, it's Frampt.
Was it you who rang the bell of awakening?
Nope. Ain't no way.
Old Weaver like you must have seen stranger things than me. And I was so sorry to hear about your misfortunation. You find your mama yet?
How do you know about my mama?
Well, before I tell you what I know, would you mind? This gentleman here scooped me up, but he ain't been equally good about letting go. Would you kindly do your Weaver thing and help me down?
What weavy thing?
Oh, don't tease now. Sound carries underwater. It ain't every day I hear about a new weaver such as yourself. Now this here tree went through some tribulations. Must have left his knots all over the place.
I just want to take a second to say that the atmosphere that this game provides is like pretty unique in terms of like what you see from most video games. I don't know, just like the accents and the music, the environments and the way that they look. It feels fresh. It feels new. And I rather enjoy it. Now, to get this bottle, they got the giant peach.
Ain't no one but a boohag can do that. They ain't gonna steal my soul while I sleep.
I ain't no boo hag.
Well, maybe you ain't. All those damn haints. This part of the river's filthy with them. Ever since my brother went missing.
If you let me take a bottle, I could help.
Well, get you one off the tree then. And you're welcome to try bottling up the pain. But the roots of this trouble go deep.
Just like, you see what I'm saying about the atmosphere? Just like listen to the music as like the vibe it sets. It's like that scene started out as kind of hostile, but now it just feels like it was almost like sweet in a way. Okay.
Not too bad.
And get out of here. Can I unravel this now?
That knot looks worse than the others.
Put it in the bottle.
What's happening?
Benji and his brother's troubles began when they were forced to move again. Their mom thought it best for Benji, who was bullied badly for being in his own world. But Rhubarb would not forgive him for uprooting their life.
What was that? Some kind of ghost memory? The bottle is acting funny.
Okay.
Pain in a bottle. Huh. I get it now. Maybe if I fill this up, I can help Catfish.
Oh, damn. Right about that.
Yeah, that's gotta be how this works. Stigma's what happens when the pain turns rotten.
Yeah, no, this movement's actually pretty cool. I enjoy it.
When the townsfolk caught wind of Benji's difference, they started throwing rocks at him and his brother. Rhubarb was not surprised. Bad people always prey on those who stand out. The bear trap was meant for Benji.
Oh.
Wasn't no bears around here. To Rhubarb, it was proof that things was going to get a lot worse, just like last time. There was no escaping it.
Oh my God.
Jeez.
What kind of person would do that to someone?
Like a little quilt?
A friend offered us safe passage. I won't be long.
Ooh, wall run.
So close. They must be exhausted.
Wall run along the quilt.
Now that's cool.
Oh my goodness, it's gonna be a talent show?
Benji's love was as true as his heart. Rhubarb was tired of tending to his needs instead of showcasing what he could do. By this point, Rhubarb felt he had moved enough.
Oh God.
Yo, hey! Damn, dude. Really turned on his brother like that? Come on, son. What's good?
Everything you need?
I think that's everything.
Then hurry up and fix that tangle.
Here? right, here we go. Wow, what a sequence that was. That was really good. Yeah, no, that little sequence there, that was really good. The way the music really set the tone as well as telling the story, and it's like it wasn't particularly difficult getting up the tree either, so you were really able to just take in everything that you had just kind of gone through and learned throughout that whole level. And yeah, no, there aren't a lot of things doing it like that nowadays, I'm not gonna lie. Nice. That's nice. There's no food here. Just enemies. Just conquest. Oh. Oh boy. Nice. Oh, move. Hello, move. Yep. There it is. Nope. No, sir. Again, I got that too, bruh. Oh, didn't quite respawn. Bang. Boom. Bang. Give you the heals, please. There you are. Okay.
Now I can go to the church.
Yeah, combat overall simple. At least so far. It's not like there's like crazy intricate combos or anything like that to do, but I don't know. Not bad. Mixing in the spells with like the regular kind of combo string. It's not so bad.
What the hell?
Hurry up! Jump!
Oh, shit. Man, look at this guy, though. I like him. Oh, he got something in his mouth. Pain, I assume.
You said he'd run away.
I might have been missing before.
Okay. We're about at the end of the time here, so I think that's where we're going to end. And now, my friends, it's time for deliberation. Honestly, the presentation of South of Midnight is phenomenal. Every single song that I heard during my 2 hours was fantastic. Every time it wanted to catch a certain mood, it did that. And the animation style, being that of a claymation movie, really helped solidify the type of atmosphere that the game wanted to present. The way that this game presents itself is a bit different than your typical video game. This one kind of feels more like a cinematic experience that you yourself interact with, but not in the same way that like the Walking Dead games or like Life is Strange is like an interactive movie. This one is just you're playing a game that feels like you're playing a movie. I don't know how to describe it any better than that. The structure of the story is essentially kind of a storybook that is being retold, and the narrator of said storybook is the catfish you meet a little bit early into the game. I think within my 2 hours, I made it to the beginning of Chapter 5, but I would say that was a pretty decent pace through the game. I want to say there's a total of 14 chapters or something like that. But yeah, that's as far as I made it. Now, to talk about the gameplay, it's very simple. I very much enjoy the traversal mechanics within the game. They have like a double jump, a dash, you can wall run and stuff like that, but sometimes it feels a little too hand-holdy for my liking. I mean, whenever you jump onto the walls, you just kind of stick to it and then run across. You can move up and down the wall, but no matter what, unless you actively choose to jump off, you're not going to fall off. Which isn't, like, terrible, but I don't know. It just feels a little too easy, you know what I'm saying? There's also these, like, grapple points that you could kind of zip to, and those things you kind of, like, in a way, like, float in the air a little bit before moving on to the next one. So that also doesn't, like, the thing is, I don't need challenge and traversal like that, but I still want it to feel like it's me that's doing the things. You know what I mean? I will say, though, the jumping and dash mechanics do feel very good in the game. It feels like you do have full control of that part of the movement, which is most of what you'll be doing, considering it is a platformer. And, you know, you do have occasional wall run points, occasional zipline points you got to get to, but, like, those are not nearly as frequent as just the kind of jumping from one platform to the other and dashing. And you have, like, this cool little, like, double jump, and then you dash through the air and you pull out this little, like, parachute thing. And it's really cool, and I like it a lot. Also, I've said it a couple times already, but the game has a double jump. If it's got a double jump, then it's at least a 5 out of 10. I don't make the rules. Now, the action of the game, like the fighting and stuff, isn't all that complex, unfortunately. It's quite simple. It mainly consists of one 5-hit combo, as well as if you hold down the attack button, you can charge up this super big long-range burst. And you also have some spells that you can kind of mix in between the different parts of the combo. So you have a weave spell, which kind of binds enemies up and also makes them a little bit more susceptible to damage. You have a push spell. I don't think I have to explain what that one does. You also have a pull spell. And I feel like if I explain what that one does, then I'd have to go back and explain the other one. I quite frankly don't want to do that, so I'm just going to move on. During my 2 hours, I didn't get that far down the main ability tree. I think the extra parts of combat that I unlocked were a little kind of like side dash attack, a kind of jumping slam down attack, and also I upgraded the ability to shoot that long range thing a little bit wider and a little bit further, and I think it does more damage, but to be honest, I didn't really test that out, so I don't know. Overall, it's unfortunate that there isn't a more in-depth combat system to this game. I mean, games of this nature generally do a lot better when you have more kind of options in combat, because if you don't, things are going to get stale pretty quick. And while I don't think combat so far has gotten stale for me, I'm not excited. You know what I mean? Like, when you're playing games like God of War or Devil May Cry, when you unlock a new weapon or you unlock a new combo string, you kind of have a fun idea, kind of how am I going to work this in to what I'm doing? How am I going to use this to improve what I'm doing? And unfortunately, you don't really have those kind of options when it comes to this game, but I digress. I also personally think that the push is maybe, you have to be maybe a little too close for that one. I think if you just be a little bit further away, I don't think there'll be any complaints. Story of the game follows Hazel Flood as she goes to search for her mother after their house is taken away during a hurricane. During this journey, she awakens her powers as a weaver. The game establishes that Hazel and her mother are having a bit of a tough time seeing eye to eye with each other. Hazel's mother is a social worker, and so she spends a lot of time at the shelter where she helps out. And Hazel isn't particularly fond of the amount of time that her mother is spending it there. It seems like her mom kind of prioritizes the shelter over Hazel, and naturally there's some kind of, I guess, resentment about that. In fact, the last interaction that they have before they get separated is them arguing just over that fact. So, with that being the case, it's very cool that Hazel's mother is a social worker, somebody who kind of works with people to help them get through the things that they're going through, and Hazel is a weaver who literally fights physical manifestations of their pain. So, like, you could see where the story is going as far as, like, that kind of theme of learning to care and learning to help people and learning to see eye to eye with her mother, and what I assume will end in Hazel fully understanding her mother's mission, and why she spends the time that she does. And it'll all be beautiful in the end, because as they both fight pain, one emotional, one physical, but also leads to emotional, the fighting of the pain will be the connective tissue that brings them back together in the end. I joke, but I really love the idea that Hazel has to walk a mile in her mother's shoes so that way she could really get the context and perspective to understand just why her mother fights so hard to help people. Now I'm going to take some time to gush about the game a little bit. One thing about me, I love movies. I love storytelling regardless, but movies just kind of hit a special spot for me. You know what I'm saying? Now, this can relate to TV shows and video games, but more specifically for movies, one thing that I've really noticed is how important the music choice is for setting the tone of the scene that you're trying to communicate. Now, you can show me a sad scene on its own, and I'll feel it in my heart. But you put the right soundtrack to that scene, and I promise you, I will be in tears like a wedding cake.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
Anyways, I say this to say that South of Midnight really understands the importance of a needle drop. There were moments where I was traversing throughout one of the levels, and as I would experience the memory that it showed me, a song would start playing right after, and it would just immediately fill me with every feeling that memory was trying to communicate. And every single time that it happened, it did a perfect job of setting the scene. Now, we all know that most game soundtracks are largely lyricless. It's mostly just instrumentals that they play around with to kind of help set the scene. South of Midnight doesn't exactly take this approach. South of Midnight is unafraid to have a full-fledged song with lyrics playing in the background as you are going about the game. I imagine the reason most games don't have lyrical songs in them is because they don't want to distract you from what they're trying to show you. But what I appreciate about South of Midnight is that it has the confidence within the player to know that, yes, we can still take in the thing that you're trying to show us while at the same time listening to what you're trying to tell us. And that's kind of a level of belief and confidence that I feel like most games don't have. Now, this isn't the fault of any games or game developers that decide to do this. I think South of Midnight and the developers at Compulsory just really wanted to take the chance to put that in the player's hands and see where they went with it. And I, for one, appreciate a game development studio treating us, the players, like we are competent enough. To be fair, I'm probably overanalyzing all this stuff, but I just think it's cool and it's something that I noticed. And so I just started putting pieces together that to me fit. But if they don't fit, I guess let me know. I don't know. Now, I would like to discuss the Benji section. If you wouldn't mind just sitting down, cozy little blanket, maybe get a little snacky. My light just went out. Why is stuff always turning off around here? As I was saying, I'm gonna spin you a little yarn real quick, so just sit down and listen, all right? As Hazel travels along, she finds a large catfish hanging from a person-shaped tree. The catfish requests help from Hazel, asking her to free him. She goes along and meets a man. She learns from this man that the area hasn't been the same, and it's been overrun with monsters. And he notes that these troubles started around the time that his brother Benji went missing. Hazel agrees to help cure the pain in the area and sets off to do just that. As we go along, we learn the story of Benji and Rhubarb. We see glimpses of their past and learn that Benji was badly bullied because of his differences from the people around. It's implied that Benji had some sort of social or mental disability and thus received vicious bullying from the people that he grew up around. Well, as the story goes along, we learn that Rhubarb eventually grew tired of looking after his brother, and so he killed him by sealing him inside of a tree. The same one that currently is keeping Catfish hostage. This leads Hazel to traversing up the tree, now understood to be Benji himself. As she does, a song begins to play in the background. This song is written and performed from Rhubarb's perspective, recounting what he had done. This section isn't particularly challenging to play through. It's all just platforming until you reach Benji's heart. As the song plays, it feels somewhat remorseful, but when you listen to the lyrics, Rhubarb never apologizes or recognizes the terrible thing he's done. Knowing this, as well as the horrible bullying that Benji was subjected to, it feels good to hear Hazel be so kind, polite, and caring toward Benji and his plight.
Excuse me. Mind moving your arm a little bit so I can get up? Is that okay? Sorry to be moving you around like this.
When she asks for Catfish to be released, she doesn't demand it in return for sealing away his pain. She gently encourages him to do so, almost leaving the choice in his hands. This type of respect is something that Benji has almost certainly never received. After all is said and done, when Hazel and Catfish move on, Her mind still remains on Benji. She wonders if she's done enough for him. This section floored me. From learning the truth of Benji's disappearance to the presentation of the scene where we finally seal his pain away, all of it was perfectly executed. And while not bombastic in presentation, still provided a beautifully bittersweet cinematic experience. And that, my friends, is where the beauty of this game truly lies. And with that, on to the verdict! Now, the defendant is being tried on 2 separate charges. The first charge, can you get a good feel of what to expect from the game within the first 2 hours? The second charge, do I personally recommend it? Today, we will be delivering these counts individually. What?
Aren't you supposed to deliver one verdict for both games?
Yeah, well, I figured my opinion may differ between one charge to another, so it's probably not accurate to have one verdict for both charges when they might differ a little bit.
I mean, okay, but like...
Look, man, I make the rules. This is my show. What I say goes. Capiche?
Whatever.
No, you whatever. Anyways, on the first charge, South of Midnight is innocent. Within the first 2 hours, you can absolutely get a good feel of what to expect from the game, both when it comes to the story and from the gameplay itself. Thankfully, the game doesn't actually have a lot of cutscenes that you have to sit through, so you have ample amounts of time to get a feel for the combat and the traversal, and to see if it's kind of the play style that you prefer. You also get a good sense within that time of the story that's being told, and you can also get a good feel for the environment that the game is attempting to portray. Now, for the second charge, I grant South of Midnight 1 year probation.
Okay, hold on a second. So you're gonna tell me that the whole purpose is to give an innocent or guilty verdict, and now you're switching up the rules twice? You can't just do that in one episode where there's already a pre-established set of rules. That doesn't make any sense. You can't just go back on what you do to... Oh. Did you just shoot me?
Anyways, yeah, probation. Okay, just let me explain. I'm giving this verdict for the second charge because there's a bit of a parameter on this recommendation. I think if you're looking for a spectacular and bombastic gameplay experience with intricate mechanics and a very kind of free system to kind of do what you want within the world, unfortunately, I don't think you're going to get that from this game, seeing as most of the gameplay mechanics are, as I said earlier, relatively simple. You're not getting a super in-depth combat experience. The traversal, while some parts of it are cool, some parts of it are too hand-holdy for my liking. And if you're a big gameplay person, unfortunately, I don't know if I can recommend this game to you. However, if you're looking for a simple but solid gameplay experience paired with cool visuals, good music, a cast of kooky characters, as well as a story that pertains to compassion and love and caring for one another, I think you're going to like this game quite a bit. Truth is, personally, I really want to see this game succeed. I would love if we could get just a barrage of unique style choices when it comes to video games. When it comes to the music and the presentation, everything is just so vibrant. And same goes for the mythology that the game is trying to represent. Nowadays, when it comes to most AAA video games, they try to look the best and look the most real. But in that pursuit, in that obsession, they lose the part of the game that makes it art. And the art is the beautiful part about playing video games. Sure, it's not that complex of a game, but that's kind of a good thing in the world of video games that we have nowadays. Just a simple, straightforward action-adventure game. And I have to give it its props for that. Also, the game's only $40. In this economy? Shit. Now, this game is a bit special because it's on Game Pass. So, if you don't want to be stuck with the 2-hour time limit that Steam gives you, you can just drop $10 and play as much of it as you want to and just cancel your subscription before it renews. Sure, in this instance, you can't get your money back, but it gives you more than enough time to decide if you... That appears to be my cue to leave. If you liked it, let us know down below in the comments. Leave a like, subscribe. Let us know if you played the game. Let us know if you didn't. Let us know if you love the game or if you hate it. I'm gonna get out of here and have fun.
was my brother, Benji his name. He saw things different. He was my shame. And I said goodbye.
Also, I don't know if it's important. This isn't a real gun. It's an airsoft gun. So, yeah.